Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, and welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson, and welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine. Don't you get snippy with me.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
Hi, I'm Marty Levinson. Welcome to the Northtown News Magazine.
For the identity of the real Marty Levinson, please stay tuned to the Northtown News Magazine.
Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Come on, baby, don't you wanna go? Back to that lemon light city, sweet Hope, Chicago. 22 is 4, 4, 4, 6. Come on, baby, now get your business fixed. Come on.
Hi there, I'm the real Marty Levinson, and thank you all for listening to the Northtown News Magazine with Sonny Hirsch, our cameraman, and the greatest host around.
Thank you, Marty. Hi, Avi Myers here, Northtown Neighborhood News Magazine, a presentation of Sonny Hirsch and myself. Dial us up on the World Wide Web, www.ntnm.org, where over 90,000 shows have been watched on YouTube. And by the way, this is, and I'm not kidding, our 500th show. So in honor of that, okay, and that wasn't bad for me. Anyway, we actually try to have Bernie Stone come in here today because he's been the most frequent guest, but he's busy insisting on working in city council. That didn't quite work out. So the nerve of the guy actually trying to work for a living, and I didn't start the stopwatch, so we'll just figure we did about 35 seconds so far. Anyway, caps24.org for community policing. We're a big on community policing here. Sonny Hirsch in his spare time is chairman of the District Advisory Committee of the 24th District. And it is my pleasure to introduce you. Of course, election season is actively open and on. And we've got a Democratic candidate for state treasurer, Justin Oberman. Justin, how you doing?
Avi, good to see you. Thank you for having me on.
First of all, my pleasure. And I want to say hi to your dad, Marty, that I know from, he was a former alderman of the 42nd Ward and actually my favorite person within the independent movement in those days. And
43rd Ward.
43rd, I'm sorry about that, and a good guy.
Great guy, yes. And he's helping quite a bit on the campaign.
Cool. He definitely knows what he's doing. And he's got a really good head on his shoulders, too, that I got to say. So, oh, and by the way, the flash you see in the background, that's Nikki. What's Nikki's last name?
Nikki Gobb.
Okay, and she is, she's one of your campaign people, obviously.
That's right.
Okay, so you're going for state treasurer. Tell us about it.
Well, we have been campaigning around the state for the last 6 months. We've put 12,000 miles on the car, going to every community in Illinois. And the main theme of our campaign is job creation. We know we have over 10% unemployment statewide, certain communities where it's 15% or higher. And I have spent most of my career in the private sector. And my priority as treasurer is going to be to attract private investment to Illinois to create jobs. That's really the way that we're going to get unemployment down in Illinois. I think we also need some fresh leadership in Springfield, and we need folks that will lead by example, and that's what I plan to do. It's what I've done in my career. And just yesterday we issued a press release tightening the campaign finance rules regarding the Office of State Treasurer. We've called on all of our opponents to join us in these new rules, and I think you need to lead by example, particularly in this era in Illinois politics. But the central focus is job creation, and audiences all over the state, I think, are responding to that. Folks in the labor community, small business owners, other elected officials, and I'm feeling very good about where we are.
No, that sounds good. What? Tell us about your background.
So, as I mentioned, I've spent most of my career in the private sector. Most of that time has been in the transportation industry. I today have my own small business. My partner is in Washington, D.C., and we work with small companies in the transportation industry, helping them raise money. So small companies are looking to grow, will come to us, we'll prepare the materials, do the financial forecasts and so forth, and then work with investors to try to get them to invest. My government experience is actually at the federal level. I went to work for Norm Mineta, who was Secretary of Transportation under President Bush. You may remember, was the only Democrat in the cabinet.
Ah.
And I went to work for him. That was the only way I would been able to pull that off. I tried to go and work in the Bush administration any other way, I would have been cut out of the will. And
Yeah, you don't look like a Republican to me.
No, and I'm definitely not. But Norm is a hero and really a mentor to me. And I went to work for him in July of 2001. And my first project for him was to do a top-to-bottom review of Amtrak, high-speed rail policy in the United States. Very timely issue because President Obama is starting to put some money to work in high-speed rail, which is very important. But 7 weeks after I got started, 9/11 happened. And I was called in November of 2001 and asked to help set up the Transportation Security Administration, TSA, which employs all the screeners at the airport. We started TSA in a room not much bigger than this one, 2 other people.
Wow.
And over 13 months, we hired 60,000 people, built TSA into a huge agency. We had several congressional mandates we had to carry out, and put 60,000 people to work at the airport. We're hiring 5,000 people a week at our peak. And then in 2003, we moved over to the Department of Homeland Security, and I took over a small operation of about 10 people, setting up all our programs designed to identify potential terrorist threats working in transportation. So our own employees, people at the airport, truck drivers, pilots, flight attendants, and so forth. And over the next 2.5 years, that operation grew to be $150 million a year. I had about 125 employees, about 400 contractors, and we were administering about 15 separate programs, again, designed to identify potential terrorist threats working in transportation. That office is very similar in size and scope to the Office of State Treasurer, so I think the experience base is very relevant and really prepares me. It was a hot seat job. I was testifying in Congress and battling back and forth with the White House for money and working with privacy groups, labor, trade groups, and so forth. And that was a 4.5-year stint, which was a great experience in very difficult times for the country. Came back to Chicago at the end of 2005, went back into the private sector, got very involved in President Obama's campaign, helping on Homeland Security issues, because again, there were very few Democrats that knew a lot about Homeland Security, and again, started the campaign about 6 months ago.
Very good. Okay, so obviously you've talked about some of the things you're going to hit on the campaign trail. What are some of the things you're looking to do also within the Treasurer's office?
Well, the Treasurer has 3 main responsibilities. The first one is to manage the investment of state funds. The Treasurer has about $17 billion in public money under his or her control at any given time. About half of that's from the state, and half of that is from city and county governments around the state placing their money with the state treasurer. So that is the main function laid out in the Constitution for the state treasurer. The second one is to administer about a dozen different programs designed to help people and help companies. So loans for college, I'll come back to that in a minute, loans for homeowners, loans for small businesses, loans to farmers, about a dozen programs. And I think in tough economic times, it's even more important. Those programs we run effectively. People need a hand to get back on their feet. And then the third piece is really using the impact of your office, again, to try to, in my case, bring private investment to Illinois to help create jobs. So those are the 3 main areas of focus, and that's what we've been spending our time on in the campaign. Now, in the case of the college loan program, you may be aware Bright Start
I've heard of
has suffered some very bad financial losses over the last couple of years.
I've definitely heard of it.
Yeah, and the funds were, Treasurer's Office changed where they were invested. They were invested in derivatives and mortgage-backed securities, and the fund lost 40% of its value, or about $85 million. And we have kids all over Illinois today that are not able to afford college because this is a tax-free savings account, and the value of the funds were depleted. We need to overhaul that program and take a new look and a different approach to investing. This is college savings. It's supposed to grow very gradually. You can make money investing in risky businesses, but you can lose a lot, and that's what happened here.
I've done that.
Yes, and we cannot do that with people's college savings funds. So we're going to overhaul that program and make sure that kids across Illinois can afford to go to college.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, that definitely that hurt a lot of people.
Yes, it did. It did.
What happened? So, okay, you've been driving 12,000 miles in the last 6 months. You've been driving through Illinois. Do you look for any specific kind of thing? I mean, obviously the TV show here, but in this case, I actually, when I heard the name Oberman and I found out you were Marty's kid, I actually called you guys. So,
well, that's good. I appreciate that, and I definitely want to come back on before the election. I mean, it's interesting when you're, running in a statewide race. It really is a privilege for the candidate to do this. I mean, people are very welcoming across the state. They're happy to see you. They want to hear from you. They want to meet you. They want to understand what my background is, and it's really a chance for me to try to earn their support. Obviously, we're spending a lot of time in the labor community. There are labor unions all over the state, many of whom are struggling now, but they are active in the Democratic Party, and we meet with these folks as we travel around the state. Party officials, meeting with teachers. In my case, a lot of people in the transportation industry, people in the financial industry, and it has been a phenomenal experience. We got 90 days to go. There's going to be a lot more to travel, before it's over.
So definitely, and I want to wish you a lot of luck in your campaign. If people want to contact your campaign?
Yes, the website's the best way, www.obermanforillinois.com. And we would welcome your insights, your comments, and Avi, I really appreciate it and hope we can come back.
It's my pleasure, and we probably will have you back, and I want to wish you good luck on the campaign trail. And thanks, Nikki, and that's all the flashing you see is from her getting pictures over there, and we'll have to do the whole Facebook, I'm starting to get into that, people, and I'm really enjoying it. Well, thank you so much, and thanks for kicking off our 500 show.
My pleasure. Thank you so much.
Good luck, Justin.
Okay, very good. Bye-bye.